to the sounds of the revolution. Everybody's out on the street tonight. Yeah, everybody's cool. Everything's alright. You better pray that your old man don't get home tonight. Let me drive my car where the wild things are. I've got my green limousine. Everyone's a star, but they won't get far without a green limousine.
Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of I Call Bull Virago Sessions. Number 5, Volume 5. Second to last one, I hope, anyway. Because we are very close to being done with this thing. So I'm not going to make a lot of videos from here on in. I'm just going to concentrate on getting it going. This will only be a short one because I'm away this week. It's been a TAFE week, so they're always hard to get things going. But what is happening? Well, you'll notice I got this little tool bag on the front. That was Temu. That was like $9. And it's what you'd expect for $9. But it's pretty cool. I like it. And it's a good start. I don't know what it's made out of. It feels like almost like wetsuit material. It's pretty cheap and nasty. But for now, that'll do. I'll get a better one later on. I also spent a whole $19 on rear bags, and I like them for the price. You know, saves me putting my shopping up my jacket or whatever, or carrying a backpack. And you'll notice that I did the seat. This is version number 1, and that looks quite good in my camera, but in real life it looks like crap. So the diamonds my wife did, and they're very good. I like them. I'm very happy with them. Everything else I did, and it didn't turn out terribly well at all. But we've spoken about it, and we've agreed that we're actually going to take the seats to an upholsterer, because I'm not an upholsterer, and as much as I don't mind the look of that, I think it does detract from the bike. So, yeah, we're going to eventually take that to an upholsterer and get that sorted out. Because I just don't have those skills, which is not bad. I can take that because I did everything else on this bike. Absolutely everything on this bike, except for mounting the tyres, was done by me. And so let's have a little bit of a walk through. So we've got the new tyre, the painted rims. I've got the new brake pads to go on this week. New wheel bearings, new fork seals, new fork oil. I have new, what are they called? Indicators, right? And they're a lot shinier. These were never even brand new. Those ones were never as shiny as these ones. So I'm happy with that. What I'm not happy with is a couple of things. I'm not happy with, can you see that? The design. I much prefer that lens. So I've checked the back. We can swap them over. That's not a drama. And I much prefer that over that. I just think it looks a little more, well, a little less Temu. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I wired all the lights up. I've done all the wiring on this. I've still got to do these handlebar risers, new mirrors, new controls. I made up the risers of these, spaces. I made them up. I made the bars up. eBay for the speedo. I did the tank. I did the flames. I did the carby. I did the manifold. I did, whether you like them or don't like them, I did these and I love them. They're not the most beautiful thing in the world, but geez, they're comfy. I took the engine out. I painted the engine. I have done a compression test on the engine. I think it's about 125 psi per cylinder. I chucked the bore scope down there. There's a couple of scratches in the bore, but nothing too bad. So it's a pretty good engine. I did this electrical tank, made it so it looked like an oil tank. You know, I did all of that from a couple of fire extinguishers. I did the key, flush mount key. I made that stand up out of Rio bar. You know, I made that gear shift out of a bit of Rio bar. I got out near Yakanara, out in the middle of the West Australian outback. What else have I done? You know, I cut this seat. I made the back part of it. I cut and shaped that front seat. I shortened up the rear why do I always call it a bumper, the rear guard. I made the mounts for the foot pegs. This is my bike. Like, when I say this is my bike, I have put my fingers, my hands, my heart, my soul into the whole thing. I've had it down to a bare frame. Oh, I cut the frame. Oop. I cut the frame. I modified that, you know. I had to re-solder and rewire this TCM here. I've done the rear brakes. I've done the paint of the rear wheel, new wheel bearings, shocks I've pulled apart and painted. I put these exhausts on, the mufflers. You know, they're off a Harley. I painted the back number plate. I've done all of it. I made that sissy bar. You know, if I haven't bought it off Temu or eBay, I've made it myself. And that feels very special. My wife came out the other day. She hadn't been out in a while. And she was really, her reaction just excited me. Because she didn't realise it had got this far. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, so really this week's more of an update more than anything. I'll cut you in and out when I do stuff, but yeah, we're getting close, baby. Oh, what came today? What turned up today? Well, let's go to my U-Butte Temu bag. I've got to make brackets up for that bag so that it's solid and it's not flapping into the wheel or anything. My precision jetting drills came today. So it's not just them. So you get 25-piece drill bits. Right, and they're tiny, tiny, tiny. Then you get these really, really, really teeny tiny ones that go from 0.1 to 1 mil. Like they're so thin, they're not really even showing up on camera. And it comes with, and it comes with this tiny, tiny little drill, hand drill. And that's for jetting that bad boy there. Oh, that's the other thing. McCuney carburetor off of where? Off of eBay. I think that was about $35. I like that carby. I really do. And if it runs right and I can get it dialed in, I'll keep it. If I can't, I have found, and I'm probably going to buy one anyway, just because I want to have one spare, a Harley CV40 knockoff carburetor, and you can get them and they come with all different jets and stuff, mains, pilot jets, yeah, they come with all the different jets, whatnot, and they're fairly cheap. So if this doesn't dial in the way I want it to, I will do that. But I think this will dial in. I've heard and seen good things about these. Even though they're a knockoff, they seem to work really well. I bought one of these. This is a brake bleeding one-way valve. So as you pump your brakes, it'll let the fluid out, but it won't allow it any air back in. Just a simple ball valve. How brilliant's that? And I got a spark tester. So very exciting. I'm going to put the Bendix in this week, the new Bendix. I'm going to adjust my tappets. I'm not going to make videos about those. There's hundreds of videos about that stuff online. I don't want to be repeating other people's stuff. I am going to give this thing a bath, because dang, it's filthy. Yeah, got compound everywhere the other night. Yeah, I'm going to give it a bath, and I'm going to swap these indicator housings over. I'm not swapping the whole indicator. I'll cut the cord. I'll pull this out. I'll cut the cord. That's one I've already swapped out the fascia in, and I've pulled it apart just to see if they're the same. They are identical. Like I say, these never ever were that shiny. You can see where it's still got some shine, probably under there as well. It's just not as shiny as that, so I'm happy about that. I was going to clear them, but now I'm not going to bother. These ones I will paint matte black, and I'll chuck them in the cupboard for another project one day down the road. Or satin black, probably matte black though, I think would look good. I still have to polish the edges of this. I'm a little bit nervous about doing it. I don't want to nick anything or scratch anything or be touching anything up. But I also think I'm being a bit of a sissy about it. So I'm just going to get into it and do it. And stop being a big blouse about it. I have some fluid there, not sure what that's about, but I'll do an inspection and figure that out. Yeah, so that's where I'm up to. Pretty stoked with the way it's all come out anyway. I'm absolutely chomping at the bit. As soon as, spring will be here in a few weeks, and hopefully the weather's nice and I'll get a few rides in this year. And, work out any kinks before full summer's here, and then hopefully I'll put some K's on this bad boy. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I went back over my original video on this. I was aiming for the 10th of December 2023 to have this done. So we are now the 13th of August 2025. But guys, if you got a project, keep plugging away. You'll eventually get there. The end is in sight, and I'm very excited. Alright, yeah, so like I say, had TAFE all week, haven't really got in here. There's been sickness in the family, so we're kind of just playing it by ear at the moment, and when I can get out of here, I'll get out of here. So, look, this might run for a little while. I might not be in a hurry to get that done. I might just save up some money and then get it done. That will definitely do for now, and it definitely looks better than what I had on there when I originally had the bike, and it all split open and had the big seat, big lounge chair. But we'll see. Look, I'm noticing every video I'm getting less and less watches. Sorry if I'm boring you guys with this. I'm certainly not bored, and I know that a couple of people have been very excited about it. So thank you to those who do watch. I do appreciate you. It's never been about the numbers for me, which is good, because some weeks I'd get very depressed. But it's definitely about sharing this journey with you guys and passing on whatever little tidbits that I can give you. Alrighty. I'll come back when there's something to talk about. I've put the brakes on the front. So they're all on, they're bled up. I've got the flu now, so sorry I didn't get this out last week. I was supposed to get it out last week, but I had to go away. I had TAFE and then I was crook. So that's as far as I got with it, really. I put on the front brakes. Oh, where are they? Bled them up, got them all working nicely. So we are very close to being done. Next one I do with this bike will be when it's actually running nice and probably be its maiden voyage. I did speak to an upholsterer that I've been dealing with a bit through work, and he's going to redo these seats for me. So yeah, next time I do a video on this, that will be hopefully new seat coverings, and I'll have tuned the carby up and got all the new Bendix in and everything. So that's it for now. Next time you guys see this, it'll be running and ready to ride. Alright, that'll do for this week. Be kind to one another. It's free to be kind. I do appreciate you guys watching. And I'll see you when we're on our maiden voyage.